Hey everybody, welcome once again to our Low on Health End of Year review. This time we're talking about
You always
movies.
sound like a radio announcer.
Yeah, whatever. Anywho, as you can see real quick as we go to the board, we watched roughly 58, or at least I watched at least 58 movies this year, which is more than one a week. And then when you think about movies, we actually watched through completion, unlike TV series that we can give up on, or games I can give up on, or anime series that we can give up on.
Why are all movies like 2 hours long now?
They are very long nowadays too.
All
But
of them are really long.
we, of course, as you can see here, my top 10 movies of the year in this order is Baby Driver, Kimi no Wa, Star Wars Last Jedi, Bright, John Wick, Baywatch, Lego, Batman, Hitman, and Bodyguard. To justify myself, I love Edgar Wright films. I always have. They're very quick and snappy, and this one's just a great musical tour de force.
Mm-hmm.
She'll talk about the other one. Last Jedi, I really enjoyed it. It's my favorite Star Wars film now, more than
It's
Empire
really
Strikes
good.
Back. I liked it because it knows what it was. It feels more like a movie.
Yeah.
It's just strong. Bright, once again, I was very pleasantly surprised with. It's not in your top 10, but I was
I
very
liked it
pleasantly
a lot.
surprised by it, and I don't understand why everybody doesn't like about it so
Yeah,
much.
no.
But it's just good. John Wick movies are great. Watch them if you like action films. Baywatch was surprisingly good.
It was
Like
really
you were
funny.
still shocked by how well
Everything
Dwayne
The Rock's
Johnson.
been in lately has been great.
Lego Batman, which I like the Lego movies. It's like my second favorite Lego movie behind the first one, and that's something I showed you, and I'm like, you have to see it.
No.
And you were like,
nope,
you were
nope,
surprised.
nope.
You're not a Batman fan, but you enjoyed the movie.
I really liked the Batman Lego
And then
movie.
Hitman's Bodyguard is, a kind of cool like buddy cop film, but not cops or assassins. And then
It
Logan,
was really funny.
Logan was nice, sad, and depressing, and just like
You're just like, oh,
good.
this is like the X-Men movie I always wanted.
it is nice and gritty. It's very
Yeah.
visceral, like
Yep.
it's for the visceral, like the most visceral X-Men
The only
movie.
drawback
besides
is that
Deadpool.
the kids didn't use their powers. In that.
Yeah. Okay, so now you do your top 10.
Yeah, these are more or less in order. Kimi no Nawa, which translated means your name, is a really good anime movie about two people that end up swapping bodies. And there's a comet and
who's it
some
done
other
by?
things involved
That's the main thing.
by. What do you mean?
Without
who's it done
spoiling it,
by?
because you could spoil a bunch.
Who's it done by?
Like it's the guy that did Voice of a Distant Star.
Oh yeah,
5 centimeters per
He
second,
does,
so it-
he does a lot of bittersweet.
Pull at your heartstrings type
Yeah.
of anime, and it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous. The music is amazing. I bought the soundtrack after
Yeah,
watching the movie.
Think
and
about
it's one of my favorite
music-wise,
songs.
it's probably like the music that you listen to the most this year when you think about it.
Yeah, that and Nate Wants to Battle. And then Moana, which is a fantastic Disney film. Blame, which is a anime movie based on a manga that I enjoyed the movie so much that I went and read the entire manga afterwards, which it's incomprehensible but still fascinating.
Oh, there's the list, by the way. I forgot to put that up there. Yay, production.
We're like,
It's there.
There.
Yeah.
Gantz O, CGI Gantz movie, fantastic, perfectly faithful to the manga. It just, mwah. Last Jedi on my list too, of course. I feel like I finally get the Force after watching this movie. It had a lot of really good messages too. Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman was spectacular. No Man's Land, right? Get Out, because that is a film like everybody should watch.
And a lot of people, I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about. I know the gist. I know the spoilers and everything.
So fantastic. It's not the type of movie you like.
But it's a lot of people's movie of the year, and a lot of people said it like personified the year itself.
Yeah. Baby Driver, of course. You already talked about Baby Driver. The music is amazing, and the timing and everything. Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, just because I love apocalypse movies, and I didn't see any really good, super duper good horror films this year. A Cure for Wellness, which I don't think that came out this year, but I watched it this year. I didn't particularly like this movie, but it made my top 10 because it disturbed me. Images and things from this movie will not leave me alone, and that's one of the reasons it made my top 10, because it is fantastic for what it is, and it is a movie about people being trapped and body horror stuff, and
Not
just
my cup of tea whatsoever.
woo! It's very. Ugh.
Okay, so like right now, as always, we're going to go through and scroll through the rest of the movies that we watched this year, the other 48. In more or less chronicle order that we watched them. Actually,
Yeah, that's how
this
we
kinda
document them. The order that we watched
so there's
them.
Moana,
Moana!
Wick. Arrival was good. I enjoyed The Founder. What else we got here? Assassin's Creed was horrible. Absolutely Anything, which was technically the last Robin Williams movie. It has Simon Pegg in it, but it is very crass. It's very much the lowbrow, crass British humor type of thing, and
But
it's
it's
actually
garbage.
extremely depressing to think that that was his last film. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Guardians 2. Like, I'm trying to think of ones that Guardians 2 we saw in theaters. Like, I'm going to try to note the ones we actually saw in theaters. The Fifth Element was fun to see in the theater, like,
It
to
was
see
fun
after
to
all
see in
its
the
time.
theater. I apparently had never seen the uncensored version because I didn't know there was nudity in it.
There's, of course, John Wick again. Love the Furious movies. Baby Driver's there. The Ghost in the Shell was meh.
Ghost in the Shell was garbage.
Valerian we had so much hope for because it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, and then it just really fell super flat.
It was beautiful, but it just wasn't great.
Nope. Baywatch, as I mentioned before, which is super fun.
What Happened to Monday was a surprisingly cool sci-fi movie that we just, like,
Fell upon.
yeah.
Starship Troopers, which is just continuing the Starship Troopers saga, which
It was pretty good.
now that's like the fourth movie in the series. The second one isn't good. The third is okay, and this one was probably my second favorite before the first.
Power Rangers you actually really liked?
Yeah, it was good. It's a solid movie. What else we got here? We
I
rewatched.
thought Colossal was a very good movie, and so
it was
Killing
okay.
Killing Gunther was hilarious.
Killing Gunther was funny. We rewatched Blade Runner. I guess the definitive version that people say is the best one.
It's so weird.
To get us used to. Hopefully, we're gonna watch the newest one probably next year. That's why
Soon,
you're not gonna see it
yeah.
on this list here when you get to it. Thor Ragnarok. That's another one we actually saw in theater. What else we got here? The Ninjago movie really wasn't that great.
It was okay though. It wasn't bad.
And once again, this is chronologically. So Star Wars and Bright were like the last
Yeah.
two movies we saw this year, and it ended up being Star Wars in both of ours and the Brights in my top 10.
And then I have a short separate list of movies that I watched that he did not watch. American Fable, it was creepy. Neon Demon wasn't how I expected. Art Housey, creepy. I watched horror movies without him because he doesn't like horror
Not my
movies. The Discovery was, again, creepy. It was neat. They discover evidence of an afterlife. It's about what happens.
Like, I've at least seen
in
probably
response to that in society.
most of these I've seen the trailers for. Like, that's
Yeah,
something, like, we
because
watch the trailers and,
we
like,
watch
are
the
you interested?
trailers,
Or
And yeah, if it's a horror movie, usually he's like, nope. Here Alone was a really cool rage zombie scenario where a woman's surviving on her own. I loved everything about that movie except for the end because it's dumb. And then The Void, it was, B-movie Drek. Get Out, talked about that earlier. Cure for Wellness, talked about that earlier. Rememory is actually a pretty cool movie starring Peter Dinklage of Game of Thrones fame because he plays Tyrion. It is about someone that invents a device that allows you to relive your memories, like flashbulb style you put on a headset. And it's about piecing together the memories to solve a person's murder. It was really cool. Beyond Skyline, I watched. That's actually the last movie I watched this year because I watched that before we watched Bright, I think. It's what I expected the original Skyline movie to be, but it was fun.
because the sequel to Skyline.
It wasn't a good movie, but it was entertaining. I enjoyed it a lot. And then Geostorm, which was complete garbage, and I have to trash on the one scene in that movie where there's supposed to be like this major, horrible, like crazy storm that happens in Orlando, and it's nothing but a bunch of lightning. There's no thunder. There's no rain. There's no wind. It's just an insane amount of lightning. It's like, I've driven through worse storms on I-4 than this. Yeah, that movie was just
like
hot
from what I
garbage.
saw what I was hoping from the trailers and everything was like Geostorm. It's a disaster film, and you've seen disaster films.
Yeah,
it's
disaster porn.
It's the 25% disaster porn, and then like 75% like stupid intercross.
Oh,
like
God,
I gotta
no,
get to my wife or my kid or my blah 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 blah.
It was 90% drama and 10% spectacle.
And a
the
thing
spectacle
called
wasn't even
Geostorm,
good.
like they should have just gone full force and made it like 80% just spectacle, because that's
Yeah,
what you
like-
thought. It had the perfect premise
I was
for all
there
the
for the
disaster movies.
spectacle, and it just didn't.
It was
It
very
didn't
disappointing.
happen. Yeah, it was masterfully disappointing. It doesn't deserve the name Geostorm.
Okay, well, I should have probably figured out what movies we're looking forward to next year. In which case, we have
I have
the
a
new
short list.
Infinity Wars. We have we're not the Infinity Wars.
Jumanji.
Jumanji. We're very much looking forward to.
I have a list.
No, don't worry.
I have a list.
Is it on paper?
Yeah, it's on paper.
Okay, because I have a list, but it's
I have a list.
it's digital, and I would have to click around and find it. But she apparently has a physical list that she
have
is
a physical list.
easily, quickly finding among the many pieces of paper, as you can see back there as she in her desk.
I have lots of pieces of paper.
Which, once again, if you've noticed, it's a different place and setup than before.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring the list over here?
No. No.
Okay, Ready Player One, which we're actually looking forward to.
Yes.
The new any Marvel cinematic movie we're looking forward to. I try to forget. There's a bunch of other stuff. Is that all you have written down?
I also want to watch It
Yes, there's a bunch of
And,
movies that are like from this year that we'll watch
and Life.
next year. Yeah, there's a bunch of movies and whatnot that we'll see. But yeah, there's also some like Logan's Lucky. There's a bunch of like subpar movies we'll eventually watch again. I mean, as you know, there's some subpar movies from 2016 and the 2017 list, and that's pretty much how it works for us.
Yeah, we hear on the internet or just friends like, "Oh, did you see this?" And we'll
And that's
check
what
stuff
these
out.
videos are for us letting you know what we liked, and then you can maybe go, oh, I like this, so I'll watch it, or I'll steer clear of this. So that way, if you see us, we can talk about it if you want to. But as always, that's going to be it for the movies. We only have a couple more of these, and we're trucking through them. So I will see you guys next time.